What's going on, guys? So today is dyno day. I'm really excited. I apologize right now if I sound different, but I've been getting over a head cold for the past couple days. But like I said, I'm really excited. Me and my friend TJ are off to CSP. It's a nice day. Sun's out finally. And we're gonna go see how much horsepower the new motor in the Freedom Rocket puts down.
We're gonna unleash all of the bald eagles today.
That's right. TJ took off work just to come see this, so that's dedication. Anyways, we've now arrived at CSP. I've parked my ZL1 in back of Andrew's new ZL1.
It's so dirty.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? You should tell him that when we walk inside.
First words out of my mouth when I meet him. Your car's dirty, by the way. How's it going? I'm TJ.
Andrew.
Nice to meet you. I've kind of used
Who's that? Who's that? Who's the man behind the door? Dude, what's up? You work here now?
I do.
Do you?
I do.
Was this your second day?
My second day.
Uh-oh.
It's like 2 days from quitting. Maybe one.
So what do you do here now? What do you do?
Well, I'm gonna be filming a car today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got some good shots already today. Check this out, ready?
There it is.
Oh, it's official.
Official employee of CSP. There it is. Today's the day.
Nitrous wiring is not yet complete.
Okay. Definitely looks a lot cleaner in here, man. I love it. Looks great. There's the nitrous switch down there. I had this panel replaced here with the old switches and everything, and did a new fresh setup there. Look a lot cleaner. You can kind of see, there you go, see a little better with all the switches. So we won't be doing the nitrous today.
You know what? It's better that way because, well, we were planning to do that way anyway, just because we want to give this engine a chance to break in without like adding a whole bunch of extra power right away.
Right.
800 and change is going to be pretty stout.
Right.
Already, so.
Yeah, so what do we think it's gonna make? That's the next question. What do you put your guesses in?
So with the 5-inch intake, and depending on the amount of boost that it runs, I want to say probably 820 to the wheels.
820 to the wheels?
That's what I'm thinking to the wheels with E85.
What about you?
I'm gonna say 800 even.
800 even.
I mean, we don't have the super big lower pulley on it yet.
Well, we do.
That's right.
We do have the 9.5 that we can swap out on the dyno.
What's on there now? 9.1?
9.1, 2.5 upper. So you think around 800? 813. And you think 820? What'd you say there? 813. 813?
What?
Closest without going over?
Yeah, he's like $1, Bob.
What'd you say? 780. Jesus.
Got no faith.
And what about you? What do you think?
807.
807. What do you think, Max?
815.
815. I'm going for 850 just because I'm shooting high. Doing all right there?
Yeah. It's tight in here. Ready for this?
Yeah. So one thing worth mentioning here while the car's up on the lift, Eric's getting ready to install the other wideband on the right side of the headers. These are the custom dumps that that CSP had done. They're just temporary right now. They're just made out of kind of some cheaper piping because I'm gonna eventually do a custom header and custom dump either out of the side of the car or kind of like underneath the car or something like that. So these are just temporary right now because I am gonna go to a 2-inch header as opposed to 1 7/8, which is currently on the car. But for now, these will do just fine. I'm definitely gonna need them. So what are you getting ready to do? What? What are you getting ready to do?
I don't know. I've never done this before.
Okay. Cool. So we got the 93 octane in the car. All the E85 is out. And we're basically gonna do a baseline, I guess. Andrew's gonna get everything kind of pre-tuned, what he's doing right now. I apologize in advance if the audio on this camera cuts out, but that's what happens when things are really, really loud. I'm gonna try to get the best quality audio I can. What are you doing there, pre-tuned?
Well, we made a lot of changes, and so I'm just trying to line it up.
Yeah.
Without getting into wide open throttle.
You're basically starting from scratch, I guess, right?
Yes, I am. So the Interchiller is kicking ass. Outside in the shop, it's 45 degrees. The intake air 1 temperature, so at the intake, is 79. But at the blower, it is under 40 degrees. It's reading 39 as I was just out there, and it's probably getting cooler and cooler. We're gonna go touch the lines and see if Nick freaks out.
Wow. Oh my God. That's like ice cold. That's like ice cold. That's the return. That's even cold. Touch the blower. Wow. Dude, that's like freezing. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah.
Who knew that you didn't have to heat soak anymore?
Yeah. That Interchiller on that car is like crazy. Like, I touched the coolant lines going into the blower and it was like freezing. Then I touched the coolant lines going out of the blower, which should be warmer. That was still cold, and the blower itself was freezing. And that thing's been idling for probably a good 10 minutes now. So that it should be really warm, but that Interchiller is awesome. So I can't wait to see what that thing does when I take it on the track this year. So that was just a small pool, like a base pool, right?
Well, yeah, we're still breaking in the engine, so we're not trying to like go for the gold right away.
Right, so gotta break it in.
And I'm getting data and making sure that the run is clean as we're going through it.
Was that clean or what? How that short pool look?
It looked clean. It ran just a tick on the a little bit richer than I wanted it to.
Yeah.
But no knock retard. Like it looks like it's only 15 degrees of timing.
What did you go to RPM wise? You remember?
5250.
And it made 600 at 5250.
And that's like
92. Yeah, on
like
no tune, 93 octane already made 600 at 5,000 RPM. So we're gonna probably rev this to what, about 7?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna make good numbers.
My realtor just called me, so there's a good chance that he's telling me, hey, your noise is like insane. You gotta calm it down.
Really?
We're gonna find out. I gotta call him right now.
Already got some flames under the car. So, update.
I'm happy with like it so far.
Yeah.
Last time we were on gas, we didn't haul the power band out like this. You can see up here, that's almost 100 horsepower difference that it's holding out in the high end.
Oh, last time on pump gas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be a different animal. So it's running 14 and a half, 15 pounds of boost right now.
Okay.
And I mean, first we'll do the intake because that's going to be a restriction coming in.
Yep.
And see where that goes. And then we'll do the pulley.
85.
I think that we have enough room for both of them.
Yeah.
And then 85, and we're really going to let this thing rip.
Cool. Alrighty, so we are installing the new 5-inch intake from RPM. And I just want to say something about the cold air inductions intake. I've had this intake for, well, since that was the very first mod I did, as most of you guys know. And this thing took me all the way to and even a little past 1,000 horsepower in this car. Yes, it may be restrictive at that point, but still the potential of this intake is awesome. I definitely recommend anybody that is looking for just, you know, a standard cold air intake for just general bolt-on mods or even a cam and some more supporting mods. Definitely recommend this. Now, the reason we're doing the 5-inch intake is because we do have the 102 millimeter throttle body that's on the car now, as well as the ported blower, which is ported for a 102 throttle body. So to take full advantage of that, at this point, unfortunately, the Kohler Induction's intake is restrictive because of its being a 4-inch tube. We're hoping we're going to gain a lot more power. I know we're going to gain some, at least out of the intake, but big thanks to RPM for sending me one of these. Go check them out. I'm pretty excited to see what this thing's going to do. Basically, the filter goes all the way down right here, right?
Right behind the fog light.
Right behind the fog light, and then the air basically gets drawn up and through there. That thing is huge. That's what she said. This is what Andrew's currently doing right now. Look at him. He's at the dentist. That is frightening. That looks like a horror film.
He's got rabies.
Yeah.
In the making. I want a gold tooth.
Yeah.
I can see him with a gold tooth.
I'm really gonna get a gold tooth back there.
Make sure you guys subscribe to Max Check Vids. It'll be linked right here. So.
It won't be.
Oh,
I have no
he's back.
Hey.
How's your teeth?
Nice.
Everybody on YouTube got a nice picture of your mouth looking like the Joker.
That's cool. I don't mind.
So that was the first pull on the RPM intake, the 5-inch intake, and it picked up about 35 wheel horsepower. Pretty good. Just swapping the intake out. This is also a non-heat soaked run, so it can have time to cool down. But still, awesome numbers for just bolting that intake on. Shit's falling off the ceiling. Stuff's like falling on my head. So there the car made 738 horsepower and 30,000 pound-feet of torque. Solid numbers. Did you know this car just made 30,000 pound-feet of torque?
Well, that's the CSP2.
That's what I figured, yeah.
Luckily, these rods are rated for 35,000.
Yes. Alrighty, so successful pulls with the RPM intake. Thanks again to those guys. Eric is going to put the lower pulley on. We're changing out that to a 9.5. Here's the 9.1 pulley that Eric just took off. Master mechanic, swapping parts like nothing. And there she is down there, 9.5. Let's see how much more boost it picks up. What do you think, Andrew? 1 pound, 2 pounds?
Something in there.
Something like a couple pounds of boost. So if you guys want a comparison at this point in the game, this car on 93 octane, last time it was here, made, on the old, basically the old motor, it made 633 wheel horsepower, and now it's making 738 wheel horsepower on just 93. So we picked up 103 or 105 roughly wheel horsepower just with this new build on only 93. Now we've swapped out the lower pulley. We're gonna add a couple more pounds of boost, and then we're gonna do E85, and we're gonna make some big power.
So we raised the boost up. We saw gains throughout the power band. We're gonna leave the extra boost.
Last time with the old setup, it made 650. This was standard on just 93, and today it made 770
On standard.
on standard on 93. So there you go, 120 horsepower more basically than my old setup on just 93. So now we're gonna put E85 in it and see what it makes. All right, so after watching this footage, I apologize, but the microphone on this camera just can't handle it. It's extremely loud. It's a lot louder than the car was before, and I just can't get a good audio recording of the pull of the car. So I have a few on my phone that I did get that hopefully will be decent. I'll be putting them in here in the video for you guys, just so you can see some of the pulls in the dyno. So we just got done with the dyno run, and we're gonna do a little quick test for the interchiller. So here are the, yeah, here are the hoses. They're not warm at all. Blower, It's not hot at all. That should be burning my hand right now, but it's not because the Interchiller is beauteous. Andrew loves it even more than I do.
love the Interchiller.
He's been talking about this thing for like ever.
And now you see the value.
Yeah, now I see it. Now it works really well. So let's talk about the Interchiller and what it does to the dyno numbers on this car.
Well, it F's them all up. That's
Okay, because that's what everybody wants to see.
okay. So it made 800. It actually made 800.3.
Yep.
Now this is SAE. This is not your fancy like STD.
Let's just go to standard because that's what most shops use.
It is not.
Here's the fake news.
Okay, here's the fake news.
828 to the
Okay,
wheels.
828 standard, there we go. 828 and 800 torque. So let's talk about this uncorrected, or the corrected numbers here that we're looking at.
So the correction factor with an Interchiller is going to always be all over the place.
Right.
And that's because this does not follow what the temperature is outside anymore. It is following its own temperature, whatever the system can bring the IATs down to. And it's always going to be like 50 some or less. So on a 90-degree day when a correction factor is literally adding 60 horsepower, this thing's going to put down insane numbers. Uncorrected, the numbers should be within like a certain range.
Right.
There's nothing that's going to be able to keep this thing like consistent in terms of what the dyno sees, but the car is going to be the most consistent thing year round.
Right, year round, this thing's always going to be making, well, here, let's look at the uncorrected numbers
So
now.
uncorrected is 859 and 829 torque.
Okay.
So uncorrected, you know, that's no correction factor. That's,
Right.
You know, that's nothing.
Basically, this car right now, as it sits on this dyno, was making 859 and 829. So we still have to do the nitrous, which is going to be another day. Like we were saying earlier, we wanted to break the motor in a little bit on the dyno, so you know we could make some pulls on it and get it dialed in right now for E85, which it is. And then we're going to add the nitrous after Motorama and make real big power then. But this car, I can tell already, is going to be way different, like way different, especially with all this stuff going on. Like that's pretty much where I thought the car would be.
I'm excited to get this thing on the street.
On the street and tune it. Yeah, we still got to do a street tune on the car. Won't happen tonight. We just wanted to get it on the dyno and get the numbers down and everything like that.
Hey, check it out. We got new hoodies.
Yeah, we're repping the CSP hoodies. Yeah. They'll have them at Motorama, by the way. They're going to be there. So you guys that are coming to Motorama, CSP will be there. The car will be there. The other ZL1 will be there. Everybody will be there. It'll be sweet.
We're all there.
So definitely come out to Motorama, February 17th and 18th at the Harrisburg Farm Show Complex in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Freedom Rocket is back. Back in business, baby. That's right.
And she sounds more wicked than ever.
Oh yeah, by the way, speaking of sound, Andrew has a video. Well, you have a contest coming, basically, right?
Well, what we're gonna do is,
so you guys gotta check this out.
so you gotta come to our channel. Yes, you actually have to do it this time.
Now you gotta subscribe to their channel first. That's the first step.
Yeah, that's step number one. And you'll actually get to vote on what Nick's car sounds like. So I'm gonna put a couple idle clips up there. They're gonna have a number. You respond in the comments. I vote for, and you know, plug it in. And I'll tell you this in my video too. But
Right.
the most votes is what Nick's idle is gonna sound like.
So I've posted a lot of stuff on Instagram. Obviously the first startup of the car, last video, you heard the idle, you heard the different idles. There was like a real choppy, slow idle. There's a real choppy, fast idle. He can actually tune it to be either of those when the car is just sitting there in neutral or park. So that's basically what he's gonna be doing. You guys choose the best idle sound you think for this car, and that's what it'll be. So be sure to go to their channel, find the video, comment. I'll have the link to that below in the description, and be sure to subscribe to them too. And with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Big thumbs up for America and the Freedom Rocket, making a lot of horsepower. Also, hit that subscribe button, and have a great day.